Welcome, students. This is a brief review for your midterm. We can call it midterm review. When we think about the midterm and it being 20% of your grade, you know that you want to get it right, and I have some advice for you. So the good news is if you've worked the rest of the course correctly, this is just a matter of demonstrating what you know. All right, by way of introduction, whether you're talking about a flood and the height of water, the height of water, or your headlight in your car, the shape is a parabola, or the volume of a box, or the amount of money you have saved up for college or for retirement, or the Richter scale value of an earthquake, these things can all be described mathematically. That's one of the fundamental things behind measuring in science and so forth. So you've looked at the graph of functions, you've looked at equations or solving functions, and that is extremely important. Basically, there's three ways of understanding math: numerically, algebraically, and visually. That's the graphing part. There are a lot of applications to the real world, and that's the part of the math that helps us connect with the math. So that is a part that I'm going to try to emphasize as I continue to work with you. Yeah, we can talk about pie in the sky stuff. Actually, no pun intended, but we can, and there's a place and time for that. But we want to understand how math is used, and that helps us do well in a course like this. Okay, like I said, it was going to be a short video. What are some things that I need to know about the midterm to prepare and to do well on the midterm? Well, number one, there are 15 to 20 questions. They are multiple choice and fill in the blank. You have 120 minutes to take this exam, which I believe is plenty of time. Also remember, you need to bring a photo ID, and that was mentioned earlier. Also, you're welcome to bring some scratch paper. Obviously, you need to bring your calculator. Let me just remind you again, there are no other calculators that are going to be allowed other than a TI-83 and 84. I said that in the syllabus. I said that in other times. So please have one of them with you. Another thing I would advise you to do is get to your testing center early. That's very helpful. I want to commend the entire class. Everybody has signed up for the midterms, ready to go on that. All right. Another thing I want to advise you to do is take your time. When you get in a rush and in a frenzy, that's where you start making mistakes. It's really about confidence, and keep that in mind. Remember, the content is over Units 1 to Unit 5. If you have been doing the work properly, then you should know the content. You should know how to solve problems. You should know how to use your calculator. If you need to practice a particular unit, then go ahead and practice it. Another thing that you need to know are the types of questions. And I've got very good news for you. The questions are very similar to the ones on your quizzes and exams, so please be mindful of that. Another piece of advice I would give you is answer every question. Do not leave anything blank. As I said before, a lot of these problems you could check your answer before you put it in there, and that would be good advice. Now, one thing that I have been doing as I'm working a lot of these assessments before you do is I've realized sometimes I got to put my answer up close to the screen to make sure that I wrote it in there correctly. So don't be afraid if you have to do that too. Of course, best advice that I could give you as far as checking your answers, and should you change an answer, is do not change an answer unless you know it's wrong. Okay? And when you get done and you are satisfied, then hit the submit key. Don't do that until you're very satisfied. You hit submit, go through whatever process, get yourself done with the testing center, move on, and know that you gave it your best shot. So that's really all you need to know. It's not a big lecture, not a big explanation. It's all about staying in the content and using the quizzes and the test to indicate whether you've mastered the material or not. If you made a mistake of just doing quizzes and tests, you may find yourself in not a happy place, so I don't want that to happen to anybody. I certainly wish you the best, and hopefully we'll be able to see you on the other side of the midterm, and we'll meet again and we'll talk about things we need to take care of. I wish you the very best. Thank you.